Imagine a world where governments have withered and died, pushed aside by the relentless industry of megacorporations, where the closest thing to free elections is the nod of approval from a board of directors. Law and order, employment, rights, and governance all flow from these private, ignoble entities. This is the future of the Syndicate from Starbreeze Studios and Electronic Arts, available February 21st in the United States. You play as a prototype soldier under the employ of Eurocorp, one of the most powerful corporations or syndicates in the world. Before we get to the game itself, it's worth saying a word about Starbreeze, one of the great development studios in the industry that doesn't see a lot of fanfare. Many gamers may remember Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay on the original Xbox. This was a game with little to no expectations, and Starbreeze shocked the industry with a deep, gritty, story-driven, ultra-violent shooter that grabbed everyone's attention. Well, Starbreeze hasn't lost their touch. Expect the same quality and attention to detail from the Syndicate. When it comes to the game itself, the Syndicate separates itself from other shooters with the Dart 6 system, as it's called in the game. Instead of purely running and gunning, you can use the chipset built into your soldier to breach other computer systems, including chips inside enemy combatants. For example, you can force an enemy's gun to backfire, creating an instant advantage in a firefight. Likewise, you can force enemies to commit suicide in such a violent fashion that it'll tear through other nearby enemies. Heck, you can even use the Persuade breach to make enemies fight on your side for a brief time. You can also bring up the Dart 6 heads-up display to spot enemy movements behind walls and locate items of interest in the area. All of this brings a level of intellectual heft to the first-person shooter genre. Instead of simply running, gunning, and darting from cover to cover, you are now given a great tool set with which to tackle combat encounters. In turn, you can create some memorable, amazing fight sequences as you marry Twitch gameplay with tactical breaching. Really, it just makes every gunfight a heck of a lot more interesting. Starbreeze has always done an outstanding job as well of making you feel as if you're controlling a person in a first-person shooter rather than just a floating head, and that carries through here too.
Glad to have you back, Kilo. Let's get you in the chair.
Whether you're using the slide mechanic to flip from cover to cover, or executing enemies with melee attacks, or even just ripping the panel off a wall, you feel the weight of your character at every turn. It just helps to create a much more immersive experience.
I'm on sniper support, Joe. Got your back all the way.
And finally, while the Syndicate is a relentless, fast-paced game at times, there's an absolute incredible amount of detail and backstory for the world. You'll locate a great deal of data transfers and other unlockables that add an immense amount of context to the world and just kind of help you understand the part you play in the story. If you haven't paid attention to this game before, hopefully this brief look has helped you decide whether this game is for you. Remember too that there's a demo available right now on Game Marketplace that you can download, where you can take a crack at the 4-player cooperative mode. Thanks everyone for watching Inside Xbox, and enjoy unraveling the mystery of the Syndicate when it releases February 21st in the United States.